4 years in prison. The 55-year-old was convicted back in July on 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. Combs had pleaded not guilty to all charges and was acquitted of 2 more serious charges, sex trafficking and racketeering, which would have led to a potential life sentence. Moments before he was sentenced, Combs apologized for his disgusting, shameful, and sick behavior. Those are his characterizations. Our Jerika Duncan is outside the courthouse. Jerika has covered this case from the beginning. Jerika, your thoughts?
This was the most important day of this case, and Combs did give a statement about 12 minutes long where he spoke directly to the court. He talked about being personally responsible and apologized for what happened with his ex-girlfriends, Cassie Ventura and Jane. October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and he said moments ago, I want to personally apologize to all of the victims of domestic violence. He said, quote, I hate myself right now. I was stripped to nothing. And when it comes to that video of him beating Cassie, he said, I was sick on drugs. I was out of control. I needed help. I make no excuses. I knew better. But the judge had some very sharp words in response to Combs. He acknowledged that he is trying to do better and told him that he hopes that he continues that, but instantly went into rejecting attempts to characterize what happened as, quote, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. He said, you abused your power and control you had over women, claimed you had loved, you abused them emotionally and physically. He said the evidence was massive. I was sitting right here, he said. We read it and we saw it. Images of gashes and bruises and broken doors. And I saw it in the video. It was savage. This is according to the judge. This is some of the comments that he made just moments ago in court. Alice Gaynor from WCBS is in the courtroom right now and sending out notes just to give us a sense of what Combs' demeanor is like right now. What is his family reacting to? I also want to note something that the judge mentioned in reference to Jane. She went by the pseudonym Jane, but this was also an ex-girlfriend. He said he referred to the brutal assault of Jane by saying, you kicked down 5 doors in her home, lifted her off the floor by her neck, punched her, kicked her, dragged her by her hair, slapped her so hard she fell down. Jane, quote, her credibility testified to those things, that she was a credible witness. So some sharp words, again, from the judge who just handed down that sentence, 50 months in prison. There will be time served, we believe, in consideration of that. So considering that, it might actually be 4 years. I'm just looking at a note, sentence is 50 months of incarceration. Agnifilo, which is the lead attorney for Combs, asking for more time to list facility recommendations. Also supervised release, 5 years, no reaction from Combs. He is still sitting, and there's a $500,000 fine. You can see behind me a little bit the crowd that has been gathered here pretty much all day as the family had been in and out of that courtroom. When I asked a couple of the defense attorneys how they were feeling today, they didn't have a comment. This day was very serious. They knew that going in.
Sentencing matches that, or did he just not make that connection?
No, he did acknowledge that the sentence that prosecutors were asking for, 11 years, was a bit of an overreach. The probation report recommended 60 months. So when you look at the probation report of 60 months, he comes up with 50 months. The prosecutors wanted 11 years behind bars. It's not quite in the middle, but it's a far cry from the 14 months that the defense was asking for. Some other things worth noting, Combs was found guilty on the 2 counts of the Mann Act. This is transportation of people across state lines for the purpose of prostitution, and that is illegal in this country. Prosecutor Christy Slavic at one point during this testimony said that this case was not just about prostitution, but violence. And that is what we heard a little bit from the judge today when he recanted some of the testimony that we heard during the trial. Cassie Ventura, the star witness, the ex-girlfriend of Combs, who was with him for about 10 years, released a statement before this sentencing was handed down saying, I am so scared that if he walks free, his first action will be swift retribution towards me and others who spoke about him at this trial.
Yo, it's Big Ant, the spokesman, man. We back. Another edition of Urban Politicians TV. UPTV. Make sure you stay on your pivot at all times, man. Had to come tap in as Diddy's official federal sentence has now came in, and his countdown now begins to the time that he can be released. As y'all heard right there, he was sentenced to 50 months by the judge, heard directly reported outside the courtroom, and I had the links in the description where you could watch that clip in the beginning in full on CBS, as I was updated day by day, play-by-play today by Inner City Press, who was reporting live from the courthouse. I follow them when things are going on in New York. He be right there in the mix, getting the information and tweeting it out as it happens in real time and things. And one of the things that stood out was Diddy had events booked already, as in, hey, I'm going to be up here today, like he just knew for sure. The play was going to be he was going to be released and he can get back in these streets. Caused a little discrepancy earlier, and then they settled it with, hey, well, he's not doing any partying or anything like that. These are going to be for positive conversations that he's going to have and other things of that nature. But still, it just came off a little crazy. That nigga had it already planned out. Diddy told us, I thought y'all know that we don't stop. I thought I told you that we don't stop. As he was going to get right back out there, nigga, and remind niggas that don't stop. Well, with him getting this 50 months now, this is going to be a little bit over 4 years and just a piece of change. They're going to recommend get the time served. I'm pretty sure they will, a little bit over a year. The prosecutors was going for that gusto, 11 years plus was what they really wanted life. They just keep it at that, but they didn't get that. They couldn't get that after he got found not guilty on the two higher charges, only the two man acts, transportation with prostitution or whatever. But they was going for the gusto. They wanted that nigga to get that 11 or even better today. They was gonna hang up high and dry, let him fry, cook him till he all the way overdone. But the judge said, nah, we got to go this. I got a range that I can put it in. But as y'all heard right there, what really took Diddy down through there today. The judge saw that evidence. And that's what I always explained in these cases. The jury's going to have the final say-so in what the verdict going to be. It's all about what they can convince the jury of in a federal courtroom. Hey, did he do this? Did he do that? Okay, who can discredit who? It's all about credibility and things. Now, he was able to get past the life sentence on that with the two lesser charges that he was found guilty of out of the 4 or the 5, which them other ones would have really fried him. He'd have been done, stamped, sealed, and delivered. But with him being able to get those two, and now win the judge hands. But what cooked him was that this was put as a RICO, because that other stuff got played out there for that judge. Where he saw those photos, he heard those testimonies, he seen those witnesses, even the male prostitutes. When they put you at the top of the RICO, everybody under you is going to be a victim. That's how it plays out in the court system. I'm just keeping it 100. I don't make these rules. Now, when it comes to that, I didn't agree with these niggas. You niggas ain't no victims for sure. Nigga, y'all took money and payment, keeping it all the way 100. Just in reality, outside of the courtroom, that y'all did that by choice, not by force. Now, abusing the women, of course, I got women in my family, nigga, my mama, my aunties, my granny, I love them to death, nieces, cousins, all of them. You don't want to see no woman that you know or anything like that go through nothing like that on video with Cassie or nothing of that nature. She was playing her role in this stuff too. But when it get out of hand, it get presented to the judge. You the mastermind, you got the label. They hearing things you say and do on camera. The judge is like, well, nah, you're going to have to go give me some type of time, because if this was a state case, Diddy would have went home today. Actually, it would have even been this much conversation, because Diddy would have never touched the jail cell. He would have got booked, and it would have been right away, just keeping it all the way 100. But when he get put up in that RICO, Diddy was not convicted of the violence, but the violence was attached to the prostitution. So that's why the judge say, you have to give me some type of time. Yeah, he was in the courtroom crying today. He was emotional, saying he working. The judge acknowledged that. I get that. Your family here. I do understand this, but by Diddy not getting that bond, I figured he was going to have to sit down for a little bit. But I keep y'all updated with it. All I can say is, man, you got a little freaky, little wild side to you. You got a little alternative, like in fantasies and stuff. Man, you about to go on ahead and keep them down low, because you just pay girls to go. Don't pay them to be around. Don't have the girlfriends. Then you see how they did R. Kelly in the past. Got him up out the game. You see how they trying to do Smokey Robinson right now. See, they just took Shannon Sharp down through there. Tyler Perry down through there. Bill Cosby down through there. They took Deshaun Watson down through there. Several niggas died through there, nigga. And yeah, so you better just go ahead and stay on your P's and Q's and stay on your pivot. Tell me what y'all think.